Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you listening, I mimed. What's the drug that you put on a tissue?
No idea.
When?
No.
Arsenic?
Yeah.
We got him.
that'll
We
do.
got him. We got him. Get him, boys.
And this is why I always like to see things like Tiny Desk,
Yeah.
because they're in a room with just a handful of mics. There's nowhere to hide. The part of their success was based on the fact that they might, at some stage or any given moment, fall flat on the face.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be there to record it.
And they tried a few times.
You think
Or they
Oasis are
tried
rock?
themselves desperately.
Oasis are rock. Yeah.
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 You promise indie?
No, rock.
He carved it into his arm.
Oh,
The one that went missing.
the original singer.
Yeah, it went missing. Keep it real. And I thought, oh, that's just ridiculous. Why did he do that? Anyway, well, that's excellent. That.
That's Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith.
Ooh, why would you be playing that?
Well, it's because our refreshing sponsor, Northern Monk, has sent us a delightful package of hydration.
What's it called?
It's called Faith.
Excellent.
And according to their BMAT, or BMAT, not BMAT,
BMAT?
it says keep the faith at the back. So I can only assume that they are big Bon Jovi fans.
Oh.
They're a big beer fan, because this is an excellent beer. We're not unfamiliar with their beers, or this particular one, actually, because it's a hazy pale ale. And it's a 5%er.
Know your limits.
Drink responsibly.
That sounds so weird coming from Wayne. But it's a 5%er.
It's a
I'm
5%.
telling them to. Don't want me to say I have to.
It's got tropical back notes to it, but you've also got that front edge where it's all crisp and hoppy.
And big boobs.
And big, well,
Anyway, moving on. So, is rock actually dead, or is it on the rise? Because
well, it never died.
I said, did it ever die?
It never died.
well, technically, it never died. There's a few reasons why it never died. It did fall off the mainstream, but
It was in intensive care for a while.
yeah, it's been in the ward for a while, but it was the new wave was hip hop, and so the noughties was dominated by a lot of hip hop charts,
Yeah.
and now we're starting to see the death of hip hop. Hip hop isn't.
I don't think that'll die. It's not be the death, but it'll be driven down like rock were.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's an extreme sentence. It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you listening, I mimed. What's the drug that you put on a tissue?
No idea.
When?
No.
Arsenic?
Yeah.
We got him.
that'll
We
do.
got him. We got him. Get him, boys. Yeah. So hip hop is on the decline in the pop charts, or in the top 100, which is sort of creating a bit of a shift. And
It's not a bad thing, though, that, is it?
Rock is on the rise, and the reason people are thinking this is because, well, rock is getting more prominent in press. If you think about Youngblood and...
Do you think it's also because there's more genres of rock now? Before there were rock,
well,
and now you've got pop rock,
well,
blues
this is
rock,
the thing
indie rock,
This
Country
is
rock.
this
Country rock.
is one of the things that actually killed rock.
southern rock.
What helped kill rock is when in the noughties, rock got split up into all these genres. You
Spread
had
it too thin.
you had emo, you had metal, you had new metal,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had heavy metal, you had classic rock, you had hard rock, you had southern rock. You know, all sorts of genres. And suddenly you don't have rock anymore. You've just got these little genres that you're in.
Instead of having rock, you've got rocks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go to Blackpool, you get some rock.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have rock music?
True.
Yeah.
Well, the
Makes
problem
things
is,
simpler, doesn't it?
Well, it does.
Because it's all basically rock music.
It's all
anyway.
rock music,
Yeah.
just done in a different
They just
pattern.
want, it's yet again, people want to label things.
but what is pop music? It's just popular music. And if rock got into the
Yeah.
popular music charts, then we'd call
Yeah,
that.
it'd be called pop music.
Well, it'd be rock. It'd just be called rock.
Yeah,
so I
it
think
went
the thing is,
when
No, but
Thin
you-
Lizzy got into charts, they were called pop.
Thin
They were
Lizzy.
pop song.
Pop rock.
But now it's like, it's called...
Classic rock.
When it's not in charts, it's called rock music.
but we're also noticing a decline in pop music. So pop music is the dominant force at the moment. It's been the dominant force for maybe like the past 10, 15 years. But
I'm
with
miming a pendulum.
a pendulum, and we're hitting that 30-year period where the pendulum shifts back. The tastemakers are thinking that there's going to be a swing back away from hyper-processed, polished pop music where nothing is out of key, nobody hits a bum note.
Oh yeah.
So what you're saying is I might actually get me acoustic blues coming back in Charles.
You might get something, like we might get some real moments. No one on the previous episode we were talking about the Brit Awards where they staged like an intervention on the stage and it was dragged off. We might start getting some real moments from real artists who are playing real instruments and live.
Because isn't it funny how we talk about all these bands that have processed sound and they have the vocals are on auto-tune and they're very successful and they make lots of money and they go out on stage and they perform for 3 hours without getting out of breath and they don't seem to be able to...
It always does make me smile when you see these singers dancing.
They don't seem to be able to fail to sing at the same time after 3 hours of
dancing,
romping about. It's great. Amazing is probably the more better word.
It's because they've got gym memberships.
Is that what it is? Yeah. But this is why I always like to see things like Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
Because they're in a room with just a handful of mics. There's nowhere to hide. There's no auto-tune. There's no compression stuff going on. There's no singing and dancing. There's no dancing girls. There's nowhere to hide. You've got to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. Now, there's lots of different genres on there, and you've got to go on there, and if it's what you like, it's what you like, and so because there's all sorts of stuff on there. It's not just rock or whatever. You've had everybody from reggae bands to Tom Jones to Adele,
Chris Stapleton.
He was
brilliant with his missus.
Yeah, there's every sort of genre on there, and you've got to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Do 3 songs or 4 songs, and you've got to be able to do it. And that is what it's. I know it's an old phrase, and I don't like using it, but it's true. It's keeping it real. I don't like using the phrase.
I don't like using it.
Is that like keeping it faith?
Keep the faith.
Hello. Keep the faith.
Do you think the industry had something to do with the decline of rock?
Yeah, I think they want to push it out.
Because they pushed... I mean, over the last, let's say 20 years, they've pushed pop music and hip-hop music.
That's where the money were.
And now they've started to push country music because that's really popular.
Where the money is.
So I think the industry...
Beyonce's going into doing a country album.
Yeah. Well, they've started to push all these and they've forgot about the rock because in 70s, 80s...
I don't think they forgot about it.
I think there were a lot more rock bands out there, big rock bands out there.
Yeah.
Then they wanted to change the way that music went. And I think that the teeter to lean towards the pop and the hip hop, and now they're going to country.
Yep.
I think in these circumstances, excuse my stomach there, it's that thing of I think you got to follow the money.
Yeah.
And I think one of the issues is that the record labels needed you to do exactly what they want you to do. If you think about like Oasis, the last big rock band of the 90s, they weren't really very good at doing what they were meant to do. There's no control there. They've basically the record company is hoping that they're going to do what they've signed a contract to do.
The part of their success was based on the fact that they might at some stage or any given moment fall flat on the face.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be there to record it.
And they tried a few times.
You think Oasis
they tried
rock?
themselves desperately.
Oasis are rock, yeah.
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 From his indie?
No, rock. Yeah.
I always put Oasis in like that
Yeah,
indie bracket.
It's British rock, isn't it?
It's more of an indie rock thing.
All right, so we've both got half a point.
Yeah. It was a Britpop thing of the time, wasn't it?
But yeah, I think that it's about control, and that's why rock was pushed out because it was getting to a point where it was a bit of a Wild West, especially at live events and maybe...
It's like I tell you before, the industry didn't like them.
No. So then they brought in hip-hop.
Yeah.
Hip-hop was pushed in. They were excited by the opportunities that was given to him. But then there's also lots of endorsement. If you think about like the hip hop rap videos, lots of money.
Yeah,
lots
I think
of
people
like
got fed up
ideology,
with seeing that, didn't they? There's all this,
ideology.
all that bling and teeth and guns.
Big teeth.
No, gold teeth and all that sort of stuff
Yeah.
going on. I think people got just a little bit weary of that.
But I think
Well,
maybe like
That burnt.
It
I
was
wouldn't say it
cheesy.
burnt out quick. It did with me.
It was cheesy crap, wasn't it? I mean,
but then,
I mean,
a
it's
lot of
just-
but a
was
lot of rock
terrible.
as well. But like,
It's made a lot of people a
oh,
lot of
it
money.
has.
I think
Yeah.
listeners are experiencing like a sort of fatigue with that sort of stuff now. So with like the ultra, like I mentioned before, the ultra processed pop production,
Yeah.
guitar music often feels like it's sort of like an authentic substitute.
Yep.
Where there are people playing instruments.
And that's why people like Stephen Wilson Jr. should and will succeed, because he did his thing from the print shop where he did the Stand By Me. Now, you'll not find a better cover version than that. And like I said before, there's nowhere to hide. It's just him and a guitar.
Eva Cassidy Over the Rainbow.
Sorry?
Eva Cassidy Over the Rainbow.
Again, another classic song.
No, you say that you won't find a better cover than that.
No, sorry, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Disturbed Sound of Silence.
It's right, but it's a good example of she could do it.
Yeah.
Stephen Wilson Jr., he can do it. Stood up in front of a bunch of people, played his guitar, sang his song. Excellent. That's where the quality of music is. You should check that out, by the way.
Keep it real. Or keep the faith.
I don't like that expression. I don't know why I don't like that expression. I think it's because
Keep it real.
You struggle to keep it real?
It comes from a thing where the Manic Street Preachers, he carved it into his arm.
Oh,
The one that went missing.
the original singer.
Yeah, it went missing. Keep it real. And I thought, that's just ridiculous. Why did he do that? And a photographer and a journalist were there. And that was half the problem. Because the photographer and the journalist were there, and he's off his face. He'd just come off stage, and he carved it in his arm with a razor blade. Keep it real.
Why?
Because he wanted to keep music real. But I don't like the expression, partly because of that, and because it's a bit cliche, isn't it? I just...
It's a throwaway comment
really
without any
express
substance
what I
behind
mean.
it. It doesn't have any substance behind it.
No, it doesn't really express what I mean. So, but it's a soundbite that just people understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Well, on that note,
Listenerland were right again.
Listenerland were right again.
Listenerland was right again. And I'll tell you for why. Because it is now official that Ozzfest is back.
Bum, 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 bum.
And we said this would happen
yeah.
a couple episodes, and it is now, it's going to be held at Villa Park for 2 nights. The lineup will be to follow, and then they're going to take it to US.
Yeah.
But it is back.
It had to be, didn't it, really?
We said it would be.
Yeah.
And we were right again.
Yeah. Well, if you want to know what's right,
Listeners.
Yes, you already are. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell.
we're not, like and subscribe. You're not doing enough of that.
Come on.
It means nothing to you just to press that button. But to us, it means a lot.
And pop to your local supermarket.
Yeah.
Buy some.
Supermarket.
Supermarket.
It means Northern Monk will just approach us even quicker.
Guns N' Roses have extended their tour.
What, like 5
Really?
foot?
Yeah.
Is that good news?
Oh, yeah.
Extended it. Why? Where are they going to play?
They've added 7 nights on
Yarmouth.
In Yarmouth.
Because apparently
Funnily
it's
enough,
great.
yeah. No, they've added an extra 7 nights on
I would love it if they
to
did.
2026
To get more
to
respect if they did.
in Australia.
Really?
They're going to Australia now, yeah. Because apparently there's no cities beginning with M, so he's all right to play them.
Melbourne?
Or maybe not there.
Moscow.
No, 7 nights.
No, he has got
so-
a phobia about certain words, hasn't he?
Yeah,
certain letters.
it's a certain city with a certain letter, isn't it, that he refuses to go to. I can't remember what the letter was, but yeah. So if you're in Australia,
You're in luck.
GNR are coming to you.
Shut up.
Have it.
GNR. Steve Craddock ran a program recently, and they were telling a story, and I've heard this story before, and I thought, no, that can't be. Is that just? It was about
Three Little Bears.
no, about Noel.
Ah.
I thought, he's just
Never.
He's not known for lying, is Noel, but I thought, is he just like gilding the lily a little bit here?
Gilding the lily.
Steve Craddock.
Gilding
right?
the Lily. Never heard of that one before.
It means like embellishing the story,
Bullshit.
embellishing, Anyway, Steve Craddock's on this. Craddock's he's the guitarist for the Ocean Colour scene, and he's been Paul Weller's guitarist for the last 30 years. And he was telling this story about Noel when they were in early days of Oasis, and they were playing Newcastle, and it just got in with Johnny Marr at the time. He was pally with Johnny Marr. So Johnny Marr said, look, I'll tell you what, take this guitar and play this guitar. It's a nice guitar. Because he didn't have a decent guitar. He had like some Chinese copy thing that weren't really very good. It wasn't even a good Chinese copy. But anyway, he says, take that
Raggedy-arsed.
Raggedy-arsed thing. He says, take that guitar. Have a good time. So he gets the gig. And things kicked off on stage. Big argument. Punches were thrown. He falls down. Breaks his Les Paul. It's a Gibson Les Paul. He breaks it. So he rings his mate up and he says, look, I've just brought that. He just rings Johnny Mark. I've just brought that guitar. I can't play it. Okay. He says, can you send me another one? So strange enough, they were playing at Manchester the following day. I think it was Manchester or Leeds. And he sent him another guitar. And the problem I have with this is that original guitar the original Gibson Les Paul that he sent him, were what Pete Townsend used to play.
Oh, right.
I've heard this story.
Iconic guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, he smashed a lot of guitars in his time, but the good ones he kept. Because he used to glue them all together. Because it was a big stunt. But the good ones he kept. But he sold one or gave one to Johnny Marr. Johnny Marr loaned this guitar to Noel Gallagher, and he gets into a fist fight and falls on it and breaks it. And then the cheek of the man, he says, can you send me another one? Johnny Marr sent him another one, though. And that's the same.
That's the Mancunian Pinky Promise.
Pinky Promise.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that, would you?
No.
I mean, but maybe like...
You won't be that cheeky and ask for another one.
Well, fortune favours the bold.
Yeah.
You know?
So we've had this conversation
Steve.
before about what becomes a residency.
Yeah. Oh.
So Metallica have now got a residency in Vegas, but it's only 8 shows.
In October, isn't it?
Where is it?
It's Sphere.
Sphere.
Yeah. No,
Did you say that bit?
He's 8 nights of residency.
But where is it?
Is it?
Sorry, I'd fallen asleep at that.
Is that a residency? 8 nights.
8 nights.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
They've just upped it to another
Just now?
16. Yeah,
Oh, right.
they've just texted me and just said we've upped it to 16. So they're now going to play 24.
By the end of this programme, it could be 32.
So 24. I'll buy 24 as a residency. I'm not buying the 8 nights.
Well, you're not meant to buy all of them.
Are you not? I'm not having the 8 nights. It's classed as a residency.
Maybe that's why they had to up it, you know? Maybe that's why they thought, we're getting a lot of kickback here. We need to add another...
No.
8 nights, though.
No.
What do people just do? What's an average, like 2 nights at a venue? So when Taylor Swift did Edinburgh, did she? I think she had like
she did 2 nights at Edinburgh. But that's not a residency.
No,
8 nights.
8
I won't
nights.
call that a residency.
And why only 8 though? Why 8?
I don't know.
It's not like they're having to do much. I mean, they are performing, sure, but I don't know why I put an accent on performing, sure, but they're not having to travel.
Oh no.
So surely it would make sense
They'll
to
be
do
all
it.
pissed up on strip through day.
I think it will be a good show. That do you know we've mused about like who would do a good gig at the Sphere.
Yeah.
I didn't think of Metallica.
I think Metallica will put a great show out there.
Yeah,
Be good to a really good show.
yeah.
I wonder how much tickets are. I wonder if they up the tickets for something like that as what they would do if they were playing, I don't know, a venue in England, let's say, a stadium in England? What would you expect to pay?
You know what? I haven't looked into what the tickets cost actually for these gigs, but I don't imagine they're cheap.
No, a couple $100. Would you have thought?
Maybe base, yeah, maybe.
But people, I mean,
but
people will pay that to go to that.
for
and
that
see
experience,
somebody like Metallica in Sphere.
I really liked how U2 did it, where they just had a little black square, and they let everything else do the talking.
Yeah, I did like
I think
that.
it's going to be quite.
Yeah.
If they do something similar like that and they have a lot of weight,
because it's not about them, is it?
No, I wonder if more bands do that, or if they put the big, because there's no need for them to put their own light show on, is there?
No.
So it's just the band turning up with instruments, setting up.
It's almost like
and playing and let the background do what the background does.
It's almost like what Pink Floyd's always done. It's a show.
I was just going to say, do you know what my favourite light, my light thing is in a music show? It's probably a bit of nostalgia, really, but my favourite light show experience, or not experience, is during, is it Comfortably Numb?
Yeah, probably.
Where the silver thing comes down from the sky.
Is that the one at Earl's Court?
And it opens up.
Yeah.
And it starts twinkling, and it's all during its solo. It like unravels this thing.
Yeah, this ball comes down, rotates, and then it.
I mean, in today's world, it looks like an IKEA lampshade, but back then it's like, wow!
It's great. It's
really quite clever, that one.
Yeah, and it's the fact that is mirrored, and all these light beams are just shooting all around.
People are always like, my eyes,
blinded.
My eyes. Why, David? Why?
I've got that on DVD.
Yeah.
But you don't see anything on that scale now, do you?
Not on an animatronic scale, no. It's too expensive to ship around.
I bet they could mimic something like that, though, at Sphere.
Oh, yeah, of course they could, yeah. I mean, they're a perfect man, or Dave Gilmour was a perfect person to play there, because the light show could do that.
You can imagine like a big light, or like a just spotlight on him. And all the graphics. He's got to do it, right?
A big light version.
Big light version.
coming down.
Yeah.
And I forgot his bloody name.
I'm there with you. Yeah.
Oh,
David Gilmour.
The trouble is, when you're going to have to talk to it,
Roger Waters.
At the moment, it's in your head, and we don't know what you think.
It's in my head, and there's nobody there. So it comes down as a big light of Roger Waters. Behind Gilmour.
Or Roger Waters walks on and says, I'm sorry.
I'm
so sorry.
What I like to see is, because you've got an opportunity to do something really spectacular with the graphics and stuff like that. Imagine you've got Comfortably Numb playing, right? The words are, it's singing the words.
Yeah.
And all they invest in is one of those like old school things where it's a bouncy ball over the lyrics.
Yeah. That would be good, that, wouldn't it?
Numb. And a cheesy, just cheesy low graphic.
Turn the high tech into low tech.
So disappointing.
Yeah, but that'd be good though, wouldn't it?
No.
For a little bit.
So. Not for people that, not for people that's expecting this big light show.
And the spectacular as you want, then just bring it down to
bouncy ball.
Lo-fi, and then all right. Yeah, there's a funny story about Pink Floyd actually. Do you know that the band from the Albert Hall for Life?
No.
Yep, they are. The band from the Albert Hall for Life.
Are they?
Yeah, well, they were.
Roger's at it again. Boom, boom,
No,
boom.
not to do with Roger. Back in 1968, they were playing Royal Albert Hall in London.
Yeah.
And the Royal Albert Hall in London at the time was a sprung wooden floor. And it had just been refinished, and they'd re-varnished it. And all nice and shiny. And Pink Floyd comes in, and Nick Mason's at his drums. And they're warming up. They're doing the old sound checky bit, and the kick drum is moving forward. It's like skipping along the floor,
vibrating away.
Yeah, and the techs couldn't keep it still. They tried mats, the carpets, and it weren't having it. So they nailed it to the floor. This nice, clean, shiny floor. You're banned for life. And they banned them for life.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't last very long, but they banned them.
That's a good story, that.
So thank you.
Good story.
Good nugget.
Good nugget.
nugget. It puts everything in the shade, doesn't it?
All right.
Harry Styles has given away 100 tickets to his old school.
Oh, yes.
Harry Styles.
What do you mean?
Oh, right, yeah.
Tickets to his old school, like a
So
net
what-
for education or
Yeah,
something?
so what he's doing is doing a one-off concert in Manchester,
Oh, okay.
and he's given the school that he used to go to, his old school, 100 tickets. So it's 50 tickets plus one.
That's nice of him. Seems
For
though
the-
he's
for the-
charging an absolute fortune for his
the,
regular
yeah,
tickets.
for the
It's good
pupils
press,
of his
isn't
old
it?
Yeah, it's
school
good press.
to go and see him at this one-off concert.
It's good press. That.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's also done? Banned phones.
Yes, he has. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. I think
That's a thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up.
It's a 10 from Len.
Well, we've been
Yeah.
there.
I know you're against it, but
Yeah.
I'm completely in favour of it because, as he describes it, and whether it's he describes or his people describe it, he wants the audience to be part of the show.
Yeah.
He wants to be more. He wants them to be
What
more
they're
present.
all learnt words.
No, he wants them to be more present, rather than focusing on the phones. He
It's
wants
true,
them
though,
to be
isn't it?
more present in what he's doing and what they're doing. I get that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
get
in other
that.
words, he don't want any recordings of him that
I
he
don't think
can't charge him
think it's
for,
that. I don't think it's
or
that.
any
And tonight
pictures
I'm
that
going
he
to
can't
play
charge
the
him
spoons.
for.
I don't think it's that because what can they do? What can they do with them? They're useless. They're not.
Well, they are, but so if they're useless,
They don't get any money from them,
let him do it then.
but because they're distracted from what he's there doing.
But he's got the money. Let him do what they want.
If you were stood in
If
front
they
of
want to pay their money and not turn up, what's
If
he
you
going to
were
do?
stood-
Refund it them?
if you were stood in front of a bunch of people playing your guitar, and then you got a block in corner there with.
For those of you
Get
listening,
rid-
is
get
miming
rid-
using a phone.
I'm sorry, I'm miming, playing doing
And I
something
think
on
the
my phone.
tongue came out at some point as well.
You get really annoyed, don't you? You say, what are you doing down here? I'm doing best licks here. It's what are you doing? You get slightly
Yeah, but
annoyed.
these people that's on the phone aren't playing games. They're filming him. So they're watching him, whether it be over the phone or through the phone, but they're watching him or they're taking pictures of him. They're not taking pictures.
Who are you going to show that to? No one's interested, are they?
Well,
No.
but then why'd you take pictures? Why'd you take a picture if you're walking down the beach? Nobody's interested.
I don't. Are you on those nudist beaches?
Yeah, but nobody's interested. You could say that about any photo. Why would you take a picture of a flower?
Hey, but
Nobody's
it's not.
interested.
A photo's fine. I think a photo's fine. But I think
There's an old saying: every picture tells a story.
and also the first cut is the deepest.
Yes.
And also,
And don't eat yellow snow.
that's the fella I was thinking about.
Videoing is a bit excessive when they're filming all.
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes,
Sometimes,
sometimes I don't see problem with it. If people want to go there and video somebody singing a song to them on phone, let them do it.
Well, I think maybe what we have to exercise on this particular topic is there's something that the Middle East is very good at, and that is agreeing to disagree. And on that note,
Goodbye.